Hi, everyone, and welcome to this week's Midweek Connection. My name is Tiffani Whitaker. I serve as the pastor at First United Methodist Church in Sealy. Thank you so much for joining me today. As we move deeper into this Lenten season, our Sunday conversations are shifting a bit. Up until now, we have explored the objective side of the cross, the big cosmic ways that Jesus' death changes our standing before God. But this week, we're going to turn the lens inward and we're going to look at the subjective side of the atonement. Essentially, we aren't just looking at what happened on the cross, we're looking at what the cross does in us. It is the difference between reading a science textbook to find facts versus reading a powerful story that changes the way you see the world. This Sunday, we're going to look inside ourselves as much as we look at the sacrifice of Christ. Think of that classic hymn, "Were You There When They Crucified My Lord?" That song was first sung by enslaved people. It was a lived faith. They sang, "Sometimes it causes me to tremble, tremble, tremble." They sang that because they saw their own suffering reflected in the suffering of Jesus. And the cross is meant to evoke an emotional and moral reaction. It is a blueprint for our lives. I am reminded of a time when somebody's actions moved me far more than their words ever could. While I was in my 20s, I suffered from debilitating anxiety. I experienced anxiety attacks that made me physically ill, sometimes for days at a time. On one particularly bad occasion, I had driven myself to the doctor's office and I was convinced that there must be something wrong with me to have me feeling so horrible. As I sat in the waiting room, I was crying and literally shivering all over. And this sweet lady came over and she offered to pray with me and just sit and be with me. She didn't ask me what was wrong. She didn't push me to talk. She was just simply present in my pain, offering a glimpse of God's love when I truly needed it the most. When we realize that Jesus gave himself up freely, a life lived so selflessly that he would die willingly for us, we cannot remain indifferent any longer. We cannot turn a blind eye to our neighbor's suffering. How does that vision move you today? What emotions does it stir up in your heart? It's an invitation to stop being a bystander and to start being moved by the love of God. Our sermon title this week is Selfishness or Selflessness. And let's be real, we live in a world and we possess a nature that defaults to the me first mentality. And sin often shows up as that basic drive for our own way, our own needs, and our own pride. But Jesus provides a different model. In the Garden of Gethsemane, his prayer was not, "My will, but yours be done," even though he knew what God's will would be and what it would lead to. And that is the ultimate anti-selfish prayer. The prayer of the cross is that it exposes the high cost of our selfishness while simultaneously showing us a better way. The Spirit uses the image of the crucified Christ to reshape our hearts and to move us away from self-centeredness and more toward a life of compassion and of obedience. It's not just about being forgiven for our past. It is about being saved from our selfishness right here in the present. And this is a daily calling, not just a vision for self-improvement. In Matthew 16:24, Jesus tells us, deny ourselves and take up our cross daily. And this is a life work, one choice at a time. It means living with open hands. It means serving the vulnerable, forgiving those who have hurt us. It means bearing the burdens of others. The cross is not just a past event that we remember, it is a lifestyle that we embody here and now. In our own community, we see everyday cross bearers, the caregivers, the peacemakers, the advocates for justice. And they remind us that the cross doesn't just save us, it sends us into a world to mirror Christ's love for others. This Sunday, we will explore what it means to live a cruciform life. And I hope that you will join us as we move from simply hearing the message with our ears to living it out with our hearts. Peace be with you. I hope to see you on Sunday.